There's a few things that some people think are contradictions, so I want to see if I can pin you down here. The issue of taxes. Your tax plan is one where the biggest beneficiaries are the 0.1% when it comes to raw dollars that will be saved among taxes. But then in an interview earlier this week, you seem to say, you know what, my tax plan, it's not set in stone, and maybe I'll raise taxes. Maybe I'll actually raise taxes on the rich. So I guess, which is it? Are you willing to raise taxes on the 0.1%?
No. Let me explain how the world works, okay? I think nobody knows more about taxes than I do and income than I do. But I'll explain how it all works. I don't come up with it. I come up with the biggest tax cut by far of any candidate, anybody, and I put it in. But that doesn't mean that's what we're going to get. We have to negotiate. The thing I'm going to do is make sure the middle class gets good tax breaks, because they have been absolutely shunned. The other thing, I'm going to fight very hard for business. For the wealthy, I think, frankly, it's going to go up. And you know what? It really should go up.
They should pay. The wealthy need to pay more taxes. What do you define as wealthy, by the way?
Let me explain. Somebody like me. Let me explain something. I'm putting in a plan, Chuck. I have to negotiate now with senators and congressmen and lots of it. The fact that I put in a plan, it really is a floor. That's what it is, whether we like it or not. So I put in my plan. It's quite simple to see. It's a simplification. We lower the number of brackets. We lower the taxes on the middle class, on business, and we lower the taxes on everybody very substantially. But I have no illusions. I don't think that's going to be the final plan, because they are going to come to me, including the Democrats and everybody else. They're going to come to me. They're going to want to negotiate. But that's a floor. That's where we're starting.
So is that
now, when it comes time to negotiate, I feel less concerned with the rich than I do with the middle class.
So it sounds should we take that?
I feel very concerned.
Should we assume that most of your plans then, we shouldn't take you at your word as sort of that they're floors, what you just described, that, you know what, it's my opening statement, but everything is negotiable.
Excuse me. It's called life, Chuck. It's not my word. Of course, I put in a proposal. You know what they are? They're really proposals. People can say it's a tax plan. It's really a tax proposal. Because after I put it in, and I think you know the Senate and Congress, you know as much as anybody, they start working with you and they start fighting, and let's see what happens. But I put in a proposal. Under my proposal, it's the biggest tax cut by far of any candidate, by far. Right. But I'm not under the illusion that that's going to pass. They're going to come to me. Right. They're going to want to raise it for the rich. Frankly, they're going to want to raise it for the rich more than anybody else. But the middle class has to be protected. Okay. The rich is probably going to end up paying more, and business might have to pay a little bit more. But we're giving a massive business tax cut. Remember this: we're the highest taxed nation in the world.
Wait a minute. Let me stop you there. You just said businesses might pay a little bit more. You just said business might pay a little bit more, but we're going to get them a massive tax cut. You just said it within 10 words.
No, I didn't say it. Excuse me. I said they might have to pay a little bit more than my proposal, Chuck.
Oh, your proposal. Okay. I just wanted to get that clear.
Than my proposal.
Fair enough.
I'm not talking about more than they're paying now.
Gotcha.
We're the highest taxed nation in the world. Our businesses pay more taxes than any businesses in the world. That's why companies are leaving. So they may have to pay a little bit more than my proposal. Is what I mean. I
assume. Okay. No. I just wanted to clear that up.
Okay, good.
Minimum.
So I represent a very important group of people and a powerful group of people. These people have to be treated with respect, Chris.
Understood. But Paul Ryan said, I'm not ready to endorse yet. You know you have the big meeting coming this weekend. You gave him some pause for concern. It seemed as though you were saying this weekend two things that were different from what you've said in the past. One on taxes for the wealthy, where you said you were open to taxing them more. As you know, that's against the conservative.
I didn't say that, Chris.
Well, that's how it's being reported.
NBC
Tell us.
Misrepresented, and Chuck Todd, if they put out that clip, in fact, I corrected him when he said it.
All right, so give us what is it?
Listen for a second, okay? Let's get it straight. So maybe there's somebody listening to your show, so we can actually have them write something.
There are millions watching.
Let me just set it straight. I put in the biggest tax decrease of anybody running for office by far, okay? And many people think it's great. And if anything, I was criticized because it's too steep a cut, but that's okay. But I put in by far the biggest tax decrease. All right. what I said, and that really is a proposal because we have to go to Congress, we have to go to the Senate, we have to go to our congressmen and women, and we have to, negotiate a deal. So it really is a proposal, but it's a very steep proposal. I said that I may have to increase the section, and by the way, everybody across the board, businesses, everybody's getting a tax cut, especially the middle class. And I said that I may have to increase it on the wealthy. I'm not going to allow it to be increased on the middle class. Now, if I increase it on the wealthy, that means they're still going to be paying less than they pay now. I'm not talking about increasing from this point. I'm talking about increasing from my tax proposal.
Key distinction. Key distinction.
And Chuck Todd understood that totally, and yet they released information like I'm looking to increase the taxes. They will be getting a reduction, but the big reduction is going to be for business and for the middle class because the middle class is being decimated in our country. So it was totally misrepresented just now by you, and it was misrepresented, frankly, by NBC.
Hold on,
actually, Chuck Todd, when I corrected him on the show, and he put it on, and yet they go then and talk about like I'm giving a tax increase for the wealthy. I'm not. I said they may have to pay somewhat more than my proposal.
I understand.
My proposal is much less than people are paying right now. I understand that?
I totally understand.